Welcome back to the Football Terrace. Hit like and share buttons. It has been a dramatic 12 hours for Chelsea Football Club. The Samu deal off, according to multiple sources. David Ornstein, Fabrizio Romano, Matt Law, and all the European counterparts confirming the deal has collapsed and the deal is off. There are a few sources that have suggested that there are potential talks to see whether it can be salvaged. If it cannot be, then what we know is that Joao Felix has become the target as part of the Conor Gallagher deal, which is at risk right now of falling through. But in the last few moments, it's just been revealed that a deal for Joao Felix to return to Chelsea on a permanent deal is close to being agreed. Now, remember, and I think this process proves it, done deals, here we goes, are not complete deals. There is always the potential for them to fall through. But why has this happened? Why did Chelsea pull away? Is this the better deal? Is Joao Felix right? Or should the focus now be, as reported here, that Chelsea make a big move towards Victor Osimhen? Is that where Chelsea's attention should go? Look, as ever, I want your views. I want your opinions. I want to know what you think, and I want to know what you feel. Hit the like and share buttons. This is the Done Deal Show. Let's go. What a night. What a morning. I went to bed quite early. And I woke up to messages and DMs and the timeline going crazy. What a crazy turn of events. As of right now, the Conor Gallagher deal is off. As of right now, the Samu deal is off. But Chelsea are now working hard to land Joao Felix so that Conor Gallagher can go to Atletico Madrid. At the same time, big reports that Chelsea will put all their striker options now into Victor Osimhen. I see some Chelsea fans buzzing online. I see others looking angry. This is a really interesting and complex in many ways situation, because there are opinions to be had of fans, and fan opinions matter. If they didn't, then we wouldn't do the job that, we wouldn't do what we do, as an example. But how are Chelsea fans feeling? That's actually the first thing that I want to ascertain today. Your thoughts, your feelings. Going to get the link out soon in the comment section for you to call it. Normally we record first thing on a Monday, but I had to go live. There's no way I could sit here and not interact live with each and every single one of you, because this news is absolutely massive. It truly, truly is. People are saying there is an update from Fabrizio Romano. I assume it's this one here. Well, first of all, Matt Law has put this out and said a deal for Felix will not end interest in Chelsea signing an outright striker before the window closes. And I think that is key. They need that outright striker. That's very, very important for Chelsea to have. So I'm not surprised to see that. And listen, is it going to be Victor Osimhen? There is a distinct possibility that could happen. In terms of what Fabrizio has just said, let me go and get that up on my screen now so I can read it. He has just said here that Joao Felix has already said yes to return to Chelsea. I am not surprised. I'm not surprised. Negotiations between Chelsea and Ati, as revealed last night, it's up to Chelsea now. So Chelsea have just got to essentially trigger the deal. The question is, and this is the only concern I personally have from a footballing point of view, is where does Joao Felix fit in? Where does he fit in with Nkunku and Cole Palmer at the club? Genuine question. Where do you think he fits? And Pedro Neto just coming in on that left-hand side. Or is he backup? Is he on the bench? Is he now the backup that comes on? Just where do you see him fitting in? And I don't even mean it as a a question to catch anybody out. I'm just genuinely interested to get your opinions. What I would say is pulling the plug on Samu Amarodian and signing Osimhen and Joao Felix instead. Like Conor Gallagher out, Samu Amarodian off, Victor Osimhen in, Joao Felix in. That is an upgrade. I don't think we can... Left wing, he might play left wing. Is he left winger? Okay. But it's an upgrade. It's an upgrade. And although it's a lot of bodies, it's a good problem to have. It makes less excuses for Maresca. It then would mean Tosin, Neto, Dewsbury Hall, Osimhen, Joao Felix. Experience, played at the highest level, winners, good technical ability, wonderful age profile. The central core of Chelsea is improved, therefore lots of pressure. And that's good pressure to have, pressure that all the top clubs, especially going into your third year of the Clear Lake, of the Bowley project. It's a good summer, in my opinion. Joao Felix, look, he lacks the ability to put the ball in the back of the net with more regularity. We all know this. However, he's better than Conor Gallagher by a country mile, in my personal opinion. And with the way in which I saw Enzo Maresca's Chelsea play football over pre-season, he could be a really important cog in their wheel. There's no doubt about that in my mind. He could be a massively, massively important cog in that wheel. Raheem Sterling could then be on his way out as well, which, Joao Felix then, as you say, covering that 10 attacking midfield role, covering out on the left, can play false 9 when needed. Good piece of business. I'm really intrigued to know why they still fell through. I'm going to go some more of your comments. KJ is joining me in a few moments' time. Yes, Erin Sterling going, absolutely. Treble M says Felix will shine at Chelsea, and he very much could. Yes, make sure like buttons are being smashed, people, if you haven't done so already. Chelsea and Man United are a mess. Firstly, explain why Chelsea are a mess. To explain what's put Man United into this conversation. Because I don't think Chelsea and Man United are operating... By the end of this window, you could argue they've had similar summers in terms of improving the core of their team, improving the technical ability of their team. You could definitely make that argument, but you need to make me understand why it's a mess their game's done 12. And you need to make that make a bit more sense. Chelsea remain interested in Victor Osimhen if he becomes available on loan, whilst there is an expectation that other opportunities will arise in the final weeks of the window. It's going to be one to watch, isn't it? Arsenal also linked, and which is really, really key. Arsenal also linked to Victor Osimhen. I still think that clubs are trying to drive his price down, if I'm being honest with you. I think that's the biggest stumbling block in why they're just trying to get that price down. 60, 70 million maybe, potentially a loan deal. Let's see what happens with it. Medical fouled and change of terms in the contract. Yeah, I've read some reports say it's medical, and some say that Chelsea wanted to buy half of his image rights, and the player said no. It may be a combination of all of them. My personal feeling, just the gut feeling, is that Chelsea changed their mind about the player, and to get out of the situation, started changing terms and nitpicking and create a problem. That's my view. And if you're a Chelsea fan, you should be over the moon. The funniest thing in our group chat today, I read KJ and is the people that were like excited about the deal and kind of giving it the big one, now saying, phew, now the deal's off. It's always a good leveler to see where people's minds are really, really at. He can't have fouled the medical he was playing a couple of days ago. That's also my view. I don't see how he fouls the medical unless there is a health condition that, and heaven forbid it isn't, a heart condition, a lung condition, something deeply, troubling was found. I just think this is Chelsea changing their mind and then doing what all great businesses do, right? Let's look at the contract. Let's look at the agreement. How can we get out of this? I know. Let's change this or move this or create this problem. Again, me and KJ know all about that. By the way, KJ, just to let you know, deal signed. You're all going to understand what that means very, very soon. Very, very soon indeed. Another Portuguese to join Neto. Yes. And Don, do you think you'll have a better time at Chelsea this time round? Because the last time, look, he played some nice football, but he was very underwhelming in terms of his performances and his delivery and his output. Do you think he's going to have a better campaign? Let us know. Could be really smart business for under 50 million. Can cover a number of positions, which is important with 70 plus games. 70 plus games. More like 50. Get Victor and we could be cooking. Chelsea could be. Listen, if Chelsea sign Joao Felix and Osimhen, they have to be cooking this season. They have to be playing some nice football, there's no doubt. KJ's here with me. Crazy turn of events last night. One story after another. Not quite the drama of the Caicedo deal last year, but what's your take on it all, mate? You're on mute, by the way.
This is worse than the Caicedo drama from last season. Because a player that they want to get rid of in Gallagher is now on the cusp of staying because of this fall through, you know? And it's just crazy. Yeah. I've been keeping my mouth quiet about Chelsea. I've been in the group chat going back and forth with Don and Ches, and I only do that because they ask questions of us as fans, but sometimes they don't want to answer questions about their own club. That's why I do it. But
big up, Ches. Yeah, just to let everyone know, full disclosure, Ches asks everybody hundreds of questions a day about their club and expectations. Every question posed to him this summer, his response has been, "I'll answer it on the 31st of August."
Yeah, no, it's crazy, man. Crazy. So I've just been listening to what they've been saying. I mean, you know what? Fair enough. Chelsea could turn it around, this, that, and the third. This has just confirmed to me that things aren't what it seems. This rosy, blue-tinted world that some of these Chelsea fans are living in, that everything's going well, everything's perfect, like everything's beautiful. It's not, is it? Like, take off the glasses, because how this situation has unfolded in the last 24 hours is crazy. Absolutely crazy. And the fact that you're going to go after a player that you rejected last summer in favor of your manager in Poch, you didn't want Felix. You're now going to go get him now. Guys, what's happening there? You can say salty all you like, but listen, if this was Man United, if this was Liverpool, if this was any other club, West Ham, Everton, Chelsea fans, Arsenal, Spurs, Chelsea fans will be in the chat right now saying, "Oh, you guys are a mess. You guys are crazy. You guys aren't not an unserious club. You guys are a foolish club, finished club, washed club." Because it's Chelsea. It's no, it's fine, and we're getting a better player in Felix over Amarodian. But the fact that he was going for Amarodian in the first place is something that you need to be checked. Something needs to be looked at in your scouting department. The fact that guy was the guy you're signing, because Felix was there. Felix was already there. Felix wasn't at another club. He didn't magically appear from nowhere. Felix was already at Atleti, and they could have signed him. They could have signed him over Amarodian anyway, you know?
I want to say this. I want to say this to that point. We'll move on to the next bit. I want to say that it's double. I'm really balanced here and kind of fair Chelsea. So, first of all, a lot of the comments are saying, "Well, Poch rejected him." Cool, but I thought it was the club that was picking the players and the sporting directors, and there was a plan. So, if you've got a manager last summer saying no to players, this summer they're saying yes to players, that shows there is no clear plan at a club, because you shouldn't be letting the manager dictate. It should be the club that's dictating the kind of players that you want. At the same time, in reverse, in defense of Chelsea, we saw a few years ago, Arsenal put bids in first for Buendia. They bid to buy Buendia before they tried to buy Odegaard. We saw this, it played out. And although the media tried to spin it as Odegaard was always the number one choice, if you ask another woman to marry you the day before you went ask Kai, you could never be able to convince Kai she was the number one choice. Okay, that's just the long and the short. That's the long and the short of it. But it worked. But it worked out very well for Arsenal because we've seen Odegaard go to this level, and Buendia has kind of trod water, and you could argue slightly regressed. So I think this Man United have done this where with Chase Sancho all summer, not got him. Cavani and Ahmad right at the end of the window. And it's taken until now for Ahmad to start showing his worth to us because we didn't really have a plan for him. At the same time, I've already given the Arsenal example of where it can work. So the proof is going to be in the pudding on this one. I understand people defending their club and saying, well, no, Poch rejected him. It was a Poch decision, nothing to do with the club. And defending it and saying it's an excellent signing. I also get people stating this seems a bit off. Where is the planning? He's been available all summer, Joao Felix. We would all say he's better than Samu Deal. Why have you even waited until now for the deal to fall through because of image rights to go for him? Is he really part of the plan? So I do think it is a fair I don't think it is salty to challenge it. I just don't think we should be closed-minded on this. But it's been dramatic. It's been absolutely dramatic.
And I remember when we signed Joao, and I'm not a guy that likes to do tit for tat because it's silly. But remember when we signed Joao and the narrative was, oh, he was forced to leave. So really, it's not really a good signing. Well, they're forcing Felix out. They've been trying to force Felix out for ages, bro. What we're saying now. The thing is, Felix, he is a talented player. And if you told me that Chelsea were going back in for him at the start of the window, I'd have been like, you know what, fair enough. He's been there before. He did okay. I think Chelsea fans overhype his time at Chelsea. But he was okay. You know what I mean? And going back for him in this time where you need an experienced player, a bit more edge up front, cool, isn't it? But it's the fact that it's happened in the way that it has. It makes me. I just look at Chelsea and be like, how are you planning for your squad? Because we was getting told that the striker profile that they want is tall, strong, physical, can hold up the ball, fights with defender. Like that's the kind of player that we've been told that they were looking to get. A traditional number 9. So Amarodian was that in that mold, right? So that's fine. You've now pivoted from Amarodian to Joao Felix. And it's like, but they're completely different players.
But that's only if they don't go and get Osimhen. Because I feel the only element of this Joao Felix deal that I think is concerning to me personally is if they're only doing it to make sure Conor Gallagher leaves to help balance the books. Because remember, if they buy Joao Felix for, say, 40 million, that's 40 million spread over 5 years. Where if they sell Conor Gallagher for 40 million, it's 40 million in on their accounting straight away. Because, and I think this is more about the Chelsea fans that we've been speaking to privately. Maybe they were just bullshitting a little bit about their club's plan of action. And that's not a dig at the wider Chelsea fan base or Chelsea at large. It's what they told us. So KJ's only reacting to what he has been told all summer, that Samu Deal's right because he fits the profile 100%. If you don't go and get Osimhen now and you just end up with Joao Felix, it is a fair challenge to say to those particular Chelsea fans, well, why has your plan suddenly changed? What's the rationale behind it? Are you not concerned on the eve of a Premier League? Yeah, that makes sense to me personally. Challenge here from Strasbourg Steve says, how many man of the match performances or standout games did Joao Felix have for Barcelona last year, people? Let's be real. He didn't have that many. Otherwise, there wouldn't have been these questions. Do you think he will have a better time in England this time around, KJ?
No. I think we'll see more of the same. And again, people are going to say because I'm salty or you hate that again, Felix, blah, 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 blah. The reason why I don't think he'll have a better time is because he's landed in the same situation he came to Chelsea in the first place. Unproven manager, the scattergun approach to the club not fully formed yet as a clear and aligned structure, bloated squad, players who don't want to be there, players being forced out, and the style of play has not been formulated yet. It's not been solidified yet. So how can I expect Felix to magically turn everything around when we saw what he did in Chelsea with the same situation anyway? It's a tough one. It's one of those ones where I have to look and be like, I feel for Maresca. I feel for Maresca. And I feel for the players, actually. I do feel for Joao Felix coming in over there, the Pedro Netos, because, yes, it looks exciting on the face of it. But when you've got all this noise, when you've got all this hype, when you've got all this movement and action and change happening all at one time for footballers and for managers, it actually makes their job harder. Because now Maresca hasn't been settled this entire time. He hasn't got a settled squad. He hasn't got a settled 11. His style of play is going to be harder to implement because he's got to teach so many different players the same system. And then he doesn't even know which players will be leaving, which ones will be going. You know what I'm saying? And so
no, I do get that. I understand that point. I mean, Chelsea have briefed the media to state that by the time that the sort of the window ends, they want to have a 23 to 24 man side squad. So they want to loan and sell a lot of people. So they could be very busy in that regard. So I'm not really worried about all the youth players that make up the 46 man squad. That's for me an exaggeration, but they do need to. I think if they get Joao Felix and Osimhen, they then need to make a decision. There's talk that Jackson could leave. What are they going to do with Gay? I always keep saying his name wrong. Guiu. What's going to happen with Guiu? Could he be the reason they changed their mind on Amarodian? Is a fair point. I think Raheem Sterling will need to go if these deals happen. I know he did okay in the second half yesterday, but I think they need to, if they could find a buyer or a loan move for someone like Mihajlo Mudryk, I think that's going to be absolutely key. Because I just don't see how with Pedro Neto and Joao Felix coming in, I just don't see how Mihajlo Mudryk gets any game time. And in fairness, I have been corrected by something, and this is right. Chelsea are at the World Club Championships that's being played in June. So if you do well in all competitions this year, it could be 70-plus games. But still, I don't know how Mihajlo Mudryk gets game time with Pedro Neto and Joao Felix in the team. Neto's injuries may play a part in that, but if those two are both fit, who's what you're hoping for, then I think you've got to find moves out for him. So what they've got to do, where you're right, is what they've got to do for Maresca, and it does appear to be part of Chelsea's plan, is to now move out a lot of these players. And if they do that, do you think that will help them, KJ?
Yeah, 100%. If they can trim down this squad to like the 23, 24, even to a 27-man squad, excluding the youngsters, you can then build from that and be confident that, that everyone's getting the same message. People know who they're going to be playing with, and you can build chemistry. The biggest problem that Chelsea have had for the last 3 years is that they've brought in so many different players, it's hard for them to all gel. And when they do gel, like they did towards the end of last season, where they went on a really good run on the Poch, it's too late because the mess has already started at the start of the season. So again, people, this is what I don't get. When we challenge Chelsea, it's the most horrible thing you could ever do. You're jealous. It's all of these things. It's not from you can't just sit there and accept the fact that actually there are question marks over your club. Now, and I will say if Chelsea end up going on a mad run, Maresca is apparently an amazing manager, and Joao Felix has one of the best seasons we've ever seen, I'll sit there and be like, hands up, man, Chelsea, you guys are amazing. Like you guys clearly believed in this guy and this team, and you guys turned it around. But I can't sit there and lie to the people and think, you know what, just because I want to make Chelsea fans happy, this is amazing, guys. You don't have to worry about anything. Terry, this is all involved in my point. It's another season where they start the season without a shirt sponsor. Now, for all of these loopholes and all of these clever things that Chelsea are being lauded at doing, selling their own hotels to themselves, do PSR, all these things, how have you not got something simple as a shirt sponsor and a multi-year shirt sponsor as well? To me, that shows that companies are seeing Chelsea's situation and be like, I don't know how solid this is, So if companies can look at that and not offer 1 year, not offer multi-year deals, so why can't I as a fan look at it and be like, it's a bit techie here? You know what I mean? It's looking a bit...
We confuse everyone, don't we, KJ? We just confuse everyone, don't we? We just come with surprises, don't we? Huh?
Yeah, you can't. Hey, your cameras, you're confused, bro. You're Felix.
Hey, bro, I can't lie. Listen, everything that you're saying, bro, there's a lot of points that I agree with. Like, everyone who's skeptical about the move, including Chelsea fans, there's a lot of Chelsea fans right now that are like, yo, we don't really need this guy. I fully hear that because I'm looking at the squad. As much as Felix is quite versatile, for me, he's not a Maresca type winger because he's not touchline. You know what I'm trying to say? Before I play anyone, before I play Felix on the wing, I'm playing Mudryk there. I'm playing the likes of Sterling there, right? Down the middle, you've got Nkuku, you've got Palmer, you've got Caicedo, you've got Enzo, you've got all these options. So it's like, realistically, where does he fit in? But then at the same time, like Terry's already said, they're looking to trim the squad down completely to about 20, 25 people max. And at the same time, apparently the sporting directors are literally working 16-hour days at the minute to try and get rid of people. And you already know when it comes to Chelsea, KJ, we get rid of players that you wouldn't even think we can get rid of. You know what I'm trying to say? So this is the situation at Chelsea at the moment, isn't it? But for me with Felix, listen, I was happy keeping him when he was at Chelsea before, but I just wasn't happy with the price that they were saying. Like, for the output you get from the guy, it's not worth paying 70, 80 million because you're just hoping that all of a sudden he has an amazing season where he's scoring goals and getting all these assists. And for me, I don't think Felix will... Look, it's hard to say if he'll ever be that player because he's still quite young. Like, I don't think he's even 25 yet, is he?
Probably not. You know, he's been on the scene since forever. You know.
Yeah, I think he's what, 24 or something like that, right? So he can look. He can improve in terms of his output, but what it is with Felix, I've always said he needs to be in a team that's ready-made, right? If you put him in a Man City, for example, he can basically replicate what Grealish did for Man City, right? And obviously Terry doesn't fuck with Grealish much because of the output, which I hear. But in terms of actually what Grealish brought to the team, it was very important. He was very key in helping them win that treble. You know, he might not get the GA, but when you actually watch what he was doing for the team, retaining the possession, attracting players towards him, winning fouls, all of these things, these are key factors. And for me, with Felix, he's not walking into a team with bums like Havertz, you know, bums like Mount, bums like Gallagher at the time, all of these guys that were just not on the same wavelength as him. You know, he walked into a place where we were looking at him as our savior. And unfortunately, Felix is not that. He's not the savior, you know. So right now we've got a bunch of players that weren't there before, like Palmer's a finisher and Nkuku's a finisher. You know, if we bring in an Osimhen, he can finish. So at least the burden of carrying the team is off him, you know, and it should help him a bit. And for me, he's not even guaranteed to start for the team. He's a good rotation option. If you look at the bench and you're looking at bringing on a Joao Felix, you guys remember what happened when we went Old Trafford last time. He came on, you lot were beating us 4-0. He came on and he scored. You know what I'm trying to say? So, listen, it's a good headache to have. It would just be interesting to see what happens in terms of the players that leave. I think this will be the end of Carney Chukwuemeka. I think he's gone. It's a shame because I really rate him. But listen, he's on a lot of money. He got 100k a week, which Todd Bowley gave to him. That he would never get that with the new sporting directors. He's always injured. He just hasn't really had a career at Chelsea, and he's been here now 2.5 seasons. You know, so listen, I'm for the move. I'll be real because I like Felix, and I always said even before when me and Jem would speak about it, I said, listen, if we bring more quality around him, he will work. You know, and I was pissed off when Poch decided not to keep him. You know, but yeah, this time round, I think it will actually be better, man, because he's just surrounded with more quality.
But I understand the quality aspect, but in terms of selling players, do you not have a slight worry that this transfer market has been harder for all clubs? All clubs have been having a harder time buying and selling players. Like, look at this deal with Gallagher. Last season, that would have been locked off, still done, no issues. Now it's looking a bit tetchy.
No, but with Gallagher, we had offers, bro. We accepted a fee from Aston Villa, which was way higher than Madrid. He's the one that turned it down. You know what I'm trying to say? So the club have been doing what they want to do. And Chelsea, bro, we're a tuck shop. Yeah, when you look at Chelsea right now, there's better players. There's better players you can come and get. You know when you go Selfridges, you look at the wardrobes and that, yeah? All the things on the side. We've got so many players you can just come and buy, you know? So, bro, in terms of selling players, the main one that I'm concerned about is Chilwell, because obviously he's on 200k a week. He's not going to get any better. His injury record stinks. So realistically, who's really going to come in for him? Even the lesser clubs, are they really going to want to take a risk on a guy who can barely stay fit? And then Sterling, you know, he's on over 300k a week. Technically, he doesn't have to leave either. Who's going to come in for him, you know? So, bro, it's going to be interesting, isn't it? But I don't see us struggling to move on the likes of Carney and all these guys, because, bro, they've had heavy interest over the past few seasons or whatever as well, man.
Yeah, look, I don't disagree with a lot of what you said. My issue, by the way, with Jack Grealish is just I don't think he's been valued for 100 million, but I do think he's a very good football player. That's actually more my argument than he's a bad player.
Yeah, you see, that's what I'm saying, Terry. And just to add to that as well, apparently we're gonna get Felix for less than 40 million, and he's taken a significant wage cut as well, bro. You know, so
those things are definitely important. But I do agree with you, and it's about the narrative making sense. And of course, none of us know what we don't know. And let's see how you play. But you're right, Maresca's system, he likes touchline wingers, and a few people in the comments was like, "What's a touchline winger?" Well, Pedro Neto is a touch, like someone who gets it, runs along that line, and gets to the byline and then cuts the ball back, or the touchline and cuts the ball back. An actual winger, not someone who's always looking to bring it on the inside and keep the play moving. Someone who's quite direct. So whether Felix fits on the left is one thing. Having said that, it's nice to have some variety to your team. It's nice to be able to say, right, the wingers today are being sort of doubled up on, or they're being nullified by the system they're up against. Maybe you throw someone like Felix on who inverts a little bit and it brings something different. So I don't necessarily look at this as a bad approach. The only question that I think makes sense is, why did you just not go for him? Why did you not just sign him a month ago rather than getting all the way down the line with Samu and then changing it? I'd love to know what has triggered the changing of the mind of Chelsea.
Bro, they heard my takes on Omorodian, bro. You know what I'm saying? They're like, you know what, yeah? we need to go check the scouting report again, yeah? Maybe someone missed a few things, you know what I mean? And Terry, listen, I agree with you, bro. I honestly think they've just changed their mind last second. They've just changed their mind. Maybe an opportunity came up, obviously, because Mendes was in London. We've got a really good relationship with Mendes. If you guys remember, with the whole Ronaldo situation, Todd Bowley and Mendes were going back and forth with that, you know? So, bro, it might be one of them ones where an opportunity just came up and they're like, you know what? This makes a lot of sense, because the owners really liked Felix. They really, really liked this guy. It was Poch who decided to get rid of him. So, bro, I'm for the move, innit? I can't lie. I'm for the move because I like Felix, man. And I actually tweeted, where was it? When he missed the penalty in the Euros, I said, bruv, it's time for this guy to humble himself and just go to like a Wolves, maybe go to like a Aston Villa and kick
Go to a mid-table team. I agree, doing it.
You know what I'm saying?
But it does feel like this will be last chance saloon for him to make it. I can't imagine if he doesn't work out at Chelsea, I can't imagine another big club giving him a chance and an opportunity. And it is about delivery at the end of the day. It's about delivering or helping a team's system click together. And it's going to be it's going to be a very, very interesting one. Some super chats here. The first one said, "Oh, Mr. Flewers, the weather is romantic today. You want a date?" No, I'm taken. Thank you, my friend. Mr. Flewers, you are glowingly handsome, so thank you. I appreciate it. Why? Well, because I'm just a gorgeous-looking older man. That's it. Do you know what I'm saying? Safe here, my stalker with a very weird super chat says, Terry said in his stream, Man United will win the league. No, I didn't. So you started off by lying. They are, I don't know what you're trying to say there, said once we hire the right board level, the right coaches. I said, for the right people running the club, I believe over a course of 3 to 4 years, we'll get back to challenging for major trophies. Say you're a liar. You're a why not? Thanks for the money, but lying.
You might equate you saying get the right people in charge and we'll win the league one day to we've got the right people in charge. It's been a month. Why not winning the league?
Honestly, people are so deranged. It's the FIFA. Honestly, it's the FIFA generation that because you all know if you're pretty good at playing FIFA. Like I remember my brother once playing like world-class level with Leyton Orient, bought a few pacey players. He got them into the Premier League and won it. It was hard, but he won it, right? That ain't reality. We all know you can take over Wealdstone Rangers and win the Champions League in 7 or 8 years on most football manager games. You can do that, right? Especially as a lot of you will cheat when you lose a game, you won't save it, you'll restart it again, right? It's not the reality. It's not the reality of real life. Honestly, computer games are great for lots of things, but they genuinely have warped and deranged the mind of an entire generation. And now what you've got is you've then got the charlatans who are older that understand this, that are then lying to the younger generation, saying, no, everything can be achieved by clicking your fingers. Tell you how delusional we are. I'm going to put you on mute for a second, Don, because there's a lot of noise there. a poll was done. Sounds like he's making coffee or tea.
Sorry, I was getting my cereal out. Sorry.
No way, bro.
Or cereal bucket.
Cereal. KJ. It's KJ's buckets of cereal. But did a poll in the UK. 27% of the people that took part in this poll think if they trained hard for 4 years, they could qualify for Olympic sports. And it was things like shooting and rowing and all. And I'm like, you people are delusional. You fools that think you could train hard for 4 years and become an Olympic shooter. Maybe there's 1 or 2% of the people that did the poll who are very good sports people. And they're like, do you know what? If I hone my skills on this sport for 4 years, but the average person isn't doing that. We are a delusional world if we think that these things are easy. Samu was not in the squad for the Olympic finals.
He wasn't in the squad at all.
Apparently, he was injured.
Because didn't he play in the Euro, the under 21 or under 19 Euros?
Do you know what this reminds me a little bit of? Do you remember when Liverpool nearly signed Sriker? And then he'd done his welcome to Liverpool video and everything, and then it fell through. Both sides for years of Liverpool argued they tried to increase the price, so he walked away. Like Leon and his people have tried to say other things. Then there was talks of bad knee injuries. I think looking at his career since, I think Liverpool at the last minute went, I don't actually think he's good enough. And have actually been proven, because there's a lot of players like that. And who was the other guy? Who was the other French-based player a couple of years ago, midfielder? Everybody wanted attacking midfielder. Another one of those players who, I mean, better than Bruno Fernandes, they said. Another one of those players that just everybody wanted and then just flop. This here, it says it could be really smart business. Oh, sorry, I already done that super chat. Andrew's here, the Winter Surfer. What you saying, bro?
Yeah, just another normal 24 hours for Chelsea. So, just really bored of this transfer window over the last 48 hours, stuff like that. Yeah, it's crazy. It's like it's like we're being blackmailed to take Felix so they can take Gallagher. That's what I feel like. Everyone that knows me knows that he's not my favorite player. I think he's an ultimate comps player at this moment in his career. He's like Depay or Dembele for me. I don't know. Listen, I don't think he comes in as starting. I think he's a bench player at the moment because I don't see him over Neto or Nkuku or Palmer in those places. If you get an Osimhen, I don't see him competing up there. But it's a good option off the bench, I think. Look at parts of last season. We had like 9 players that you didn't know the names of because of an injury crisis. You know what I mean? We had players that were going, who are these guys? And we were just lucky the players that are starting weren't getting injured. And, I feel like if Felix does sign, I feel that if we get anything like a big offer for Madueke, I think we'll sell him. I think he goes more than Sterling because of Sterling's wages.
I've got a question for you both as Chelsea fans. How you're building this great squad depth that Chelsea fans are saying that you're doing, and why can't we have multiple options? That's fine. That's cool. How long do you think it would take you guys to win stuff? And if you don't, how long before these guys start to be like, I've done this. This is dead. I want to leave.
So if we get a Felix and an Osimhen, I don't think there's any excuse with the firepower not to get top 4, fourth. I just don't think there's an excuse. Even with the defense, it's like, okay, well then we should outscore other teams. You know what I mean? Even if we concede 2 or something, we should score 4 or something like that. On paper. I think that not winning the Conference League is no excuse. It might sound arrogant, but I think we should steamroll that competition.
No, you should. I agree.
And I think, and then, like you said, then get back in the Champions League. I mean, our contracts are incentive-based, KJ. If the players want to get paid more, then get back in the Champions League. You know what I mean? The wages are dropped. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, that's the incentive. If you want to get paid more, then get us in the Champions League. Do you know what I mean? Do that.
I get that. I wanted to go back to something you previously said. Big up Kai. I haven't seen him on the channel in a while, but big yourself up.
Jerry, good to see you. Good to see you.
You too. You said that Noni Madueke could be sold. Why do you think he should be sold? Personally,
I think he's the easiest one to get out. Who's going to pay free? Why would Sterling drop his wages from 350 to go anywhere? Right? Why would he do that? He's in London. He's one of the play. Big reason to come to Chelsea was that he wanted to return to London. Everyone's going, oh yeah, well he should learn Saudi or he should go to Juve. Why? He doesn't need to. I think Madueke is the easiest one to move, and I think there's like Newcastle have been constantly linked with him because they need someone for that right hand side. And I think if they get a hefty fee for him, I think they'll will consider selling him. Now, that doesn't mean the player moves, but I think he's the easy one to move than Sterling because just because of the wages. The wages are huge. It's 350, or was it 320, 350, something like that a week? And why would you? I
get your logic. I get your logic. I would just love to get Don's view on the best one-on-one when you're in the league being sold.
Bro, listen, I don't want Madueke gone. I don't want Madueke gone. For me, listen, I think Madueke is good enough to be in the squad. I was looking forward to hopefully signing Olise so Madueke can learn from him, and off the bench he can be a headache. Because imagine you've got Olise running at you for 70 minutes. And then you bring on Madueke. You bring on Madueke for the last half an hour. That's dangerous, bro. You know what I'm trying to say? So yeah, man. Listen, before I'd rather sell Sterling before him. I think it will be quite unfair, man. To move
can I just say something, Terry?
I think it's improved, bro. I think it's improved.
Absolutely. Go on, Kai.
Man, what is the Chelsea fans with these gimmick ass players, man? Come on, man. Madueke, man. You signed Neto and you're still talking about Madueke. You're talking to me about Modric. You're talking to me about all these fucking average-ass players, man. Well, what is these guys shouldn't even be playing for Chelsea, and now these guys are talking about. Stop it, man. We signed Neto, and you talked about Madueke. Sell Madueke.
Bro,
what is he doing? What is he even doing here, bro?
What do you mean? What does he do?
The disrespect, man. 1v1 demon, but can't cross a ball, man. What's the point, man?
Bro, listen. Madueke. Bro. Everyone knows Madueke needs to.
You guys fall in love with gimmick because he wears the bandana, man. Come on, man.
Hold on.
He's got aura, Kai. He's got the aura. Calm down.
Is it? Hold on, Kai. Let me respond then. Bro. Tranquilo, man. Relax. Calm down, yeah? With Madueke, bro, the main thing that I like with him is he's very direct, yeah? Because in this new era of wingers, you don't really get anyone that wants to run at their man no more, bro. It's all about inverting, cutting back and all of that. You're right when you talk about the end products does need to improve, But to be fair to him, in comparison to what he was like when he first came to Chelsea, it has slightly improved. But there's still a lot more for him to do. You know what I'm trying to say? But in terms of taking on this man, bro, only Kudus and Doku had more completed takeovers last season. So off the bench, bro, that's a dangerous guy to bring off the bench because, like I said, running against tired legs, against low blocks and that stretching the pitch. He's very good at that, bro. But you are right. Eto'o, these sort of guys, they're the guys that should be starting. But end of the day, you can't be expecting to have a bench full of world-class players, bro. Like when you're on the bench, bro, you're always gonna have a slight drop-off. You know what I'm trying to say?
I love
many clubs and many fans, many rivals I've spoken to Arsenal fans. They said they will happily take this guy as backup.
Now the imaginary Arsenal fans came into play. Okay, man.
Imaginary.
Bro, he went from a 4 to a 5. That doesn't make him good enough for Chelsea.
Bro, you're doing too much. You're doing too much because, like I've said to you, the stats and the eye test don't lie. He's one of the best at beating his man, and like I said, it's effective off the bench. So
he started
if you don't like
it,
if you don't like, bro, he got 8 GA in minimal game time, bro. He was one of the key reasons why we ended up winning 5 games in a row. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why people disrespect Madueke like this. Like I don't know if it's the thing about his attitude. You lot do disrespect Madueke because no one's saying he's world class, bro. But he's an effective player, bro. He's an effective player. He's a good player.
That's good. That's great, bro. He can be a screwdriver, bro. That's not the point, bro. Just because he's effective doesn't mean he should be here, man. We just upgraded on him, man. Bro, Terry, respectfully to these Chelsea fans, they fall in love with players too easily. It's like, oh my God, he wears a bandana, he can cross, he's a one-on-one demon. Bro, stop it, bro. You signed an upgrade players. We're trying to get back to Chelsea's level. We're not here to be fanboys. Stop being fanboys.
It sounds like you're in spaces too much. This is the exact
same energy. Clive, why sell Madueke? I'm actually a bit confused. I've been out of the loop for ages. Why are we selling, even having the point sell Madueke? Why can't we have him for depth?
Because we already have. If we're selling, why do we need Madueke for depth? If we have Felix, if we have Neto, if we have and Kuku, we can play there.
Felix is not a touchdown.
Bro, you're just stocking players because you're in love with them. You just stocking them on top of each other because you're in love with them.
I don't think I was talking about Madueke the whole time last season, man. I don't fall in love with any players like that. But I think he should be able to.
What happened
Should
to
Felix
the
even be
fan base,
touching
man?
that wing though? Should Felix even be touching the wing? Should he be going a bit more central?
Bro,
Yeah,
but
like-
you just signed Neto and you're talking about Madueke, bro. Stop it, man. Let
Yeah,
the
yeah,
guy
yeah.
go.
Why can't we have Neto and Madueke?
And
You're the
Just
kind of
Sterling,
guy who stands behind your
area.
ex's window, just like
Let
singing.
me
to a
just,
violin,
guys,
man. Stop.
let me just jump in for a moment. The reason why the conversation around Madueke came up is because Andrew, Winter Surfer, said that's maybe a more likely exit because Sterling, we may not be able to get rid of Sterling because of the wages that he's on. And I do think that you're going to have to make some exits. Chelsea have briefed the media saying you're going to try and shrink your first team squad
No
down
one
to
wants
around 20.
Mudryk.
Hey, Terry,
No
let
one
me
wants
ask
players,
Kai. Let me ask Kai some questions then, Kai. Okay, cool, Kai. We get rid
Can
of
you let him?
Madueke.
Can you let him respond though,
Nah,
Don?
yeah, I will.
Thank you.
Yeah, Kai. Let me ask you a few questions, yeah, because you're talking about Madueke like
That's
it's
what I live
useless.
for, bro. Go ahead.
Okay, so everyone's already acknowledged. Everyone's already acknowledged that Madueke is a squad player. You sell Madueke, yeah. You sell Madueke. You start Neto on the right. Who comes off the bench on the right, bro?
Well, that's a kind of dumbass question because we just signed Felix in there, right? And we said we have Nkuku who plays on the bench.
Felix is not a touchline winger, and neither is Nkuku. So who starts on the right, bro? With his touchline. That is a touchline winger that's going to take on their man. Tell me.
You do have Sterling. You ask dumb questions, man. I swear to God, man.
But you just said.
Hold
on.
Neto can play there.
No, wait, hold on, bro. Hold on. You just claimed that you've got all these standards, but now you're saying
Yes.
Raheem Sterling, who has been below average for us. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're picking and choosing. You're saying, these are the sort of players that we don't need at Chelsea.
Bro, if he's below average, then him and Madueke on the same level, bro.
Hold on, bro. We sell Madueke. Who do we bring in to replace him, bro? Who do we bring in to replace him? You tell me.
Bro, we already signed 2 wingers this window, bro, and we have Nkuku coming
what
back.
What are you not understanding about the bench, bro? We said he's a squad player. I'm asking.
But we
you,
just told you.
I'm asking you, who do you bring off the bench? And you've literally just said to me, you play Felix right wing and you play Nkuku right wing.
I didn't say right wing. I didn't say right wing, bro. Now you're making up sides. I said he's gonna come and play on the left side, and Felix can play on the left wing, bro, and play on the right side too. And then you have Neto, and then you have. Bro, let him go. Let him go. The guy wants to play, man. You just want to stuck him on the bench. Why? Let him go, man.
Kai, if he's playing left wing, that means Madueke will be playing right wing, bro.
And what happened? The Mudryk disappeared too. Is Mudryk also now?
You can sell Mudryk.
Mudryk is a left winger, bro.
Bro, respectfully, Mudryk and Madueke are on the same level, bro. They're on the same level, bro. One of them wears a bandana, so you like him more, bro. They're on the same level, bro. Stop it, man. Sell them. Sell one of them.
It sounds like you've got a personal agenda, bro. I can't lie.
Bro, guys, let me just jump in. Let me just jump in for a second, Pete. Let me just jump in for a second. Marshall is here with us. I don't actually know what your name is.
Jordan.
Jordan. He says Martial Arts Studios. But yeah, how you doing, Jordan? Who do you support, bro?
Chelsea.
Chelsea. What's your take on the last 12 hours? It has been relatively epic for your football club.
It has. It certainly has. I think personally, I was quite happy to see the Samu deal fall through after watching Gu throughout of all the preseason. I really want him to be our second or third choice striker. I think he has a lot to offer. Felix, I enjoyed when he was there. As everyone else has kind of said, I think the price that they put on him when we did have him to finalize that deal was probably too much for what he offers. But if we're looking at it now at like a 40 million, I'm okay with that deal. I do think we need to make sales, though. Obviously, we have so many people. And I think with what Don was referring to before with if we were to sell Madueke, you can always play Gusto further forward if James is playing further back. And then when James gets tired, you drop Gusto back into right back. And I'm pretty sure Esteban Willian, is he not coming in January?
Next year. Next year is coming in next year, yeah. Next year.
Yeah, so is it next season?
Next season. Him and Hendry Pyers as well. That's coming. He's coming in next season as well.
Right. So I think we can probably survive 6 months or 12 months if we were to sell Madueke and have these star boys coming in. I think we'll be okay. We do have enough depth, especially if we get Felix in.
I keep asking people, who is the profile that brings what Madueke can bring off the bench? Who in the team? Who else, bro?
I'm not disputing that he has a very individual profile and he can beat players.
This guy makes me laugh, man.
What I would say is just because that's the way he plays It doesn't mean Felix can't do that same thing. He can beat people and go to the byline if that's what the coach asks of him.
He can't do it as well as Madueke.
No, perhaps not. But then
why selling them? So why,
no,
why
perhaps
selling?
yes, bro.
So
Madueke is average as hell, man.
Bro, like yesterday, yeah, Madueke, we played against Inter Milan, bro. The money thing right now, I'm sorry, bro. I don't care about the money if you're making the team worse, bro. Yeah, right now Madueke is a solid option to bring off the bench if you don't start him on the right, because he brings a lot. He brings a lot to the team. He brings a lot to the team that a lot of players that we have don't bring. I've already said Felix is not a touchline winger. Yesterday, Madueke created 3 chances off that side. Yeah, Inter Milan were playing a big low block, 5 defenders at the back, and he just kept running at his man, bro. Running at his man. Felix don't play like that, bro, and he's definitely not a right winger either. You know, this just sounds like a personal agenda from Kai, and no one's even saying Madueke is the best player, the best player in the world, bro. No one's saying that. But for you to try and ignore and dismiss a massive attribute that he has as a winger, right? A winger who's able to beat his man. I don't know what to tell you, bro. I don't know what to tell you, bro.
All right, can I talk now?
Well, I certainly wasn't.
Can I respond to
that at all? But what I'm saying is, he is an asset that we can sell, whereas Sterling is an asset that I would like to sell, but we probably cannot sell based on his wages.
Yeah,
so
Sterling.
I'm going to go to Kai. I'm going to go to Kai again. Then I'm going to go to some of the super chats. What are you saying, Kai?
First of all, Dan, arguing with you is like arguing with my girlfriend. I don't get to put a word in, man, because you just yep. This Sterling can't be sold because of the wages that he's on. So Madueke is an easier sell. Madueke is such an asset that he's been on the bench for 28 games out of 38 from the last 3 managers, yeah, or 2 managers, whatever it is. That's how much of an asset he is. He's a decent player, but he's exchangeable, and we're upgrading on him. I don't understand what happened with Chelsea fans. We just fall in love with the players. Like I said, on a gimmick. He's a decent player, but he's not gonna break us if we sell him, and he can offer some 30 or 40 million, which is good for us. Now we have Felix. You have so many players who can play on the wing. You guys just play Football Manager so much, so you think a footballer can only play in one position, and that's the position he's gonna play in until he dies or retires. But that's not how it works. We have so many players who can play on both wings. You have Palmer as well who can play on the right. You have so many players who can play on the left. So why do we just need this guy here? He's not gonna play just because you like him, how his bandana looks on him, bro. That's the only reason why you like him, bro.
I get that. I think everyone's had their say on this. I think viewers, let us know what you think in the comment section about what Don has said, being a really great impact player from the bench. Do you think he should be sold? Or is it a case of he's the easiest one and you need to sell players? Chelsea fans in the comment section, let us know what you think and feel about that. Some super chats here. First one says, this is from Ads here, who's an Arsenal fan, says, by the way, based on pre-season, doesn't Chelsea need to fix its defense? Signing so many attackers now means either your earlier signings are not good enough or the guy in charge is using Football Manager. Look, Joe, I want to say on this, it does go. It's one of those things where, and this happens during sort of clubs going through transitions and rebuilds, is that there are going to be players this summer and next summer that are sold that some Chelsea fans have died on a hill for defending. And by the way, Man United are going to go through this with where we're at. Arsenal fans have experienced it. It was only the other day a clip came up. It's just an amazing clip now, and I'm going to reshare it soon. It was Arsenal versus Chelsea fans about 3 years ago on the terrace. And they were debating who was better out of Kai Havertz and Emil Smith-Rowe. And the Arsenal fans were slamming on Kai Havertz, and they were saying how Emil Smith-Rowe is going to become one of the top 10 players in the world. You now fast forward 3 years, and Smith-Rowe has just been sold to Fulham, and those same guys now love Kai Havertz. That's the thing with football. It's a great humbler for each and every. We've all gone for it. By the way, though, I did win the Zaha debate because not only now as Galatasaray want rid of him, he's going to go to Leicester, I think, or somewhere like that. So I was right. He wasn't a world-class player. Having said that, he's coming back to the Premier. He's going to score against United again now. Isn't
Every time, I'm about to say, stop it, man. You did it last time, scored 2 goals against.
I know. Don is just like the majority of fans who think with their emotions and create their own narratives in their heads. Chelsea's transfers and their excuses for losing have become far more entertaining than football nowadays.
You know, it is every time Ayo super chats about me, he just turns into Shakespeare, bro. I don't even know what you're talking about, bro. You know what I'm saying? Why are you sending long novels about emotions? And I don't know what you're talking about, bro. But big yourself up for the peas, man.
It's 2 paragraphs, man. How's that a novel, man?
Yeah, dude, that's not that hard of a super chat to answer.
Bro, he sent some long-winded super chats about nonsense every single time, bro. But big yourself up, Aya, man.
Yeah, you should be proud that you're affecting him this much. You know what I mean? That's what you should be proud of.
He's in love with me, man.
Almost as you love him at the way, Cam.
Andrew, how many times a day do you surf? Oh, wouldn't have surfed.
That's none of your business, and stay out of my personal affairs, please. Thank you very much.
Terry, please talk about your kickboxing days. No, it's not relevant right now. Jorge Mendes gave them the Neto deal with the promise that they will take Felix. We've always liked Felix news is PR. Why not go for him initially? It's funny though, because Man United fans are leveled with this, ironically, in our group chat by Chelsea fans, that we're only going for, who was it? We're only going for Ugarte because that was part of the deal of getting Joao. Swings and roundabouts. I don't think any of that sort of stuff's true personally, but there we go.
That's just very lucky that Jorge Mendes was there. That's what it is. It's a weird kismet that he's in London with another client and Joao Felix is there. It's just weird.
Yeah. Zane here says, I'm no Chelsea fan, but to say that Neto is such a big upgrade on Noni, so should speak for him is mad. He will only be an upgrade for 20 games of the season. That's the one thing I'd say about getting rid of Madueke as well. There is the potential that Neto misses half your season, and I'm not being salty. That is a genuine possibility that something pulls or something breaks in him. So if you do get rid of Madueke and then Neto does his knee again, then you've got no one really of that ilk that's beating around for pace on the outside.
That's why you're making the squad worse. You're making the squad worse, bro.
I think Sterling stays instead of Madueke, because Sterling can't be moved because of his wages.
Raheem the Dream Sterling, people. Premier League.
Matt's here. Matt says, Arsenal fans, says Chelsea really got rolled over by Jorge Mendes. It's what happens when you have no director of football present in deals.
So how did we get rolled over in the fact that
we have two, man?
Last summer they wanted 70 to 80 million for Joao Felix. He's lowering his wages. So how do we get rolled over on this one? I don't.
Also, Matt, when it comes to Matt's sources, Matt said that Ten Hag was sacked and Southgate was coming in. He said that Neto would only go to Arsenal. What are the other ones? Who was that young centre-back that Arsenal was signing? Hato. You've been told by his sources. And also, I need to ask you, Matt, I saw a picture of you yesterday at the Arsenal game. Why did you have a pair of aviator sunglasses over your eyeglasses? Is that I have never genuinely I didn't notice it at first, and then someone said,
see in it. Man needs to see over the court.
That's how he reads transfer rumors as well, Terry. That's how he reads transfer rumors. So he read them.
Does he know their glasses with 2 in 1, right? Does he know?
Well, when he reads the transfer rumors, it's a red tinted glasses instead. That's what
yeah.
I'm not even like hating. I saw it and I was like, is that real? I was genuine.
There is one pair that offers you both. You just
hang on. But what you're meant to do, what you're meant to do is take off the glasses and put your sunglasses. Is that a thing? Do people with glasses do? Like, I'm asking genuinely.
But the thing, he still needs to see. I get.
There's a pair that offers you both. There's a pair that gets you both. Like scan.
Send in the link, guy. You can send in the link.
Maybe he hasn't got that prescription of sunglasses that can help him actually, walk. You know what I mean? So
it was just brilliant. It was honestly one of the best things I have. It's one of the genuinely, it's one of the best things I've ever seen in my whole life. It was just funny, but like
Terry, can I ask the lovely Chelsea fans a question?
Yeah, go on,
guys. Can we have an honest chat here? No PR, no, like just I'm covering for my club. Are you guys genuinely worried, or your guys just everything's okay with the club right now? Like
I'm worried crazy.
Sorry, I will go to your question, Matt. I need to ask you, Matt. Did you wear them all day like that? Did you wear 2 pairs of glasses the whole time, Matt? Did you? The
That's
whole
the worst.
because
That's the worst cosplay of Tom Cruise ever in Top Gun. That's the worst.
You didn't have it on there. But did you go to the ground? Please tell me you did.
Hide your wife.
So he's wearing them inside, but outside in the sun, he's not wearing them.
Oh, Matt. Oh, Matt, you're brilliant. You're brilliant. You're brilliant. Sorry, back to your question.
I'm backing Matt. He needed to see, guys. He needed to see. Like, I'm backing Matt on this one. I'm backing Matt.
Yeah, to your question, KJ. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, but okay. Let me rephrase it. Not a genuine word, but like, what are your concerns with the way that Chelsea have been operating the last few years, and what are the positives that you think you guys are doing? That's what I want to understand, because they can never get a straight answer from Chelsea fans about this.
Can I go first? You know me. Yeah, I'm not that PR guy like who's gonna be nice to the owners. The only thing I'm worried about is the direction. I feel like they want 10 young goalkeepers and one of them is gonna make it. You know, they're running the football club. They're running a music studio. You know, you have like 20 artists, and if one of them make it, yeah, big up Jimmy if you guys know who Jimmy is. That's his metaphor. I don't steal metaphors, but anyway. So that's the one part that scares me. The other part that scares me is the fact that they don't really have a manager in mind. Like you see, you have a manager for 5 years, then that manager becomes the worst with Potter. They sack him, and they have Poch for 3. He completely he gets top 5, but he's not that good at managing the players. Then they get another manager for 5 years again, who
top
is a
5.
completely
You got
different,
top 6.
a completely different. Okay, top 6. My bad. I mean, compared to 12, what we got with Potter, it's still
It's still shit.
Yeah, it's still shit, but it's better than 12. And then they get another manager who's completely different, yet they continue with the same mold when it comes to recruitment. So that's the one part that worries me. And the other part is they bought 7 defenders, and I don't think any of them is that elite, is that worth of wearing the Chelsea badge. And then other than that, I'm happy with the midfield. I'm more than happy with the attack options, but the defense I have worried about. The structure behind the club, the recruitment. There's a lot of things about it that if you need to spend 300 million and you don't have one good center back, for me that's worrying.
Yeah,
I think what it is for me, it's the messaging, right? The messaging don't make sense. You can't come out and go, I want top 4 in a trophy, and then you sign me Enzo Maresca as my coach, right? And then you put him on a 5-year deal. So does that mean then that you're basically telling me then no matter what happens, you are going through this guy through the bad times and the good times, right? Because you're giving him a 5-year contract because you gave Poch a 2-year contract, right? So are you going to bail on him on the first time something goes wrong, right? If we go winless in 5 games and lose 4 out of the 5 of them and draw 1, are your trigger fingers going to stay where they are, or are you going to pull them? Do you know what I mean? Stuff like that. Because previously you've said it before. Yeah, we'll stick with Potter, but we'll let him go. We want to keep Poch, but we'll let him go, and stuff like that. And I don't understand why Barley just doesn't do every single transfer deal, because he seems to be doing them better than the directors that we currently have. They can't do any deals over 50 million or 40 million. They seem to be incompetent in doing that. Barley comes in and just smashes them. What is the point of these directors, essentially? It's just very confusing. And also, it's like when I said, yeah, we're going to back Enzo Maresca, we want top 4, but then you're signing me players like Samu or Meridian. How the hell does that make any sense? You know, it's just weird. It's the messaging.
I agree. The messaging is crazy. And one of the biggest ones I think Chelsea get wrong is stop making a fanfare for all these young players that have got no chance of playing for your first team. They should just be signed quietly in the back and fulfill your plan, because it also creates that kind of media pressure of, whoa, it's another 13 signings. It's 1.6 billion spent. And some of these signings, they shouldn't even be appearing on websites. They should just be a little announcement. We've done an undisclosed deal for this 17-year-old. He's going into our academy team. Crack on. That's it. Like, genuinely, I think that they have got. And
I shouldn't know. I've got 9 goalkeepers. I've got 9 goalkeepers on the books. I shouldn't know that.
No, I agree. I agree. And the thing is, Man United have bought a lot of young players from other people's academies in the last 5 years.
Right.
But no one knows about it. I don't have MUTV anymore. I don't go on our website anymore. I didn't really know about it, and only until I was watching the preseason games, and you hear them talk about it. And this is the point. If Man United made a song and dance about all these young players we bought, we'd also have people saying, well, you got a squad of 47 people. No, we don't. We have a youth squad that we've brought people into, and we have a first team squad. They've just got to get them. You're right. The messaging from Chelsea is out there, and I think fans have also got to be more open-minded. You know, we get it in our group chats. We get it in the sort of 1 minute is this is what we're doing, and we're spot on with it. And then a few transfers happen that are the complete opposite to the messaging. Oh, you're being hateful. You're being a scaremonger. You're just trying to make us all negative. No, we're just trying to have a conversation because we're trying to work out what's going on, and you've got to be open about the dialogue. I think super chat here. Says Madueke is in the top 99 percentile for take-ons in Europe. Definition of an elite dribbler. Not every winger can do it. That bozo is hating for no reason.
Well, because I think he's a natural winger. He's only probably natural winger we have. So, you know, he's the only one, you know, the OG, the wingers where they could take on players and do some skills. And I think that's what he gets the eyes of fans. But I don't think there's anything in selling him though. If he leaves tomorrow, I couldn't care. He leaves, that's fine, perfect.
Bro, but what's the point? What's the point of him being such a good dribbler, but he just gives the ball boys more work, bro? Every time he crosses, it's outside, bro. What's the? I don't get it. I don't get the point of that dribbling.
What do you mean? You mean on the 4 passes on the
Hazard with all these guys? At least the dribbling is coming to something, bro. I get it. Dribble is nice when you play with your friends.
But you look on the other side. The same guy on the other side can't do it either. So it's like we got
which one?
The other side, the Mudryk, he can't dribble either. It's like he dribbles.
Mudryk can also go to the I've never wanted Mudryk anyway. I literally came on the terrace and I said, I don't.
I agree. I still don't want it. But I'm saying for at least maybe shouldn't we have at least one dribbling team? Two can at least maybe do that. Come off the bench and
every winger we have can dribble. Felix can dribble
as well.
Felix can dribble. Like you overrate how much dribbling is needed in football, bro. Bar the wingers. If you can do a job, you're good enough. You don't need to do you don't need to be in the 99%.
Dribblers have to lead somewhere. They have to lead.
Yeah, exactly.
Somewhere.
If you just cross, you're just a show pony, bro. I don't. If I wanted to see show ponies, go to the circus, bro, not to watch football.
It was fantastic at dribbling, but he couldn't do anything with it. He'd beat all his players and then he'd kick the ball out.
Yeah, he just gives the ball boys more work, bro.
Respect the best running back the Premier League has ever seen, mate. Respect.
Bro, I loved it. I loved watching him, but I just got really sad when he got toward the goal and then kicked it out.
Well, he's one of those players. I liked watching him because he wasn't at my club. He would have frustrated me at Man United because it's the hope that kills you. It's what a run! Oh, that cross again and whatever else. We have a winger though who can't beat anyone, cross or score. So it's it could be worse.
Actually, guys, I've got it. Sell Madueke and get the best Brazilian in the league from United.
Anthony.
And you know what?
Even our directors aren't that stupid. Even our directors aren't that stupid. Yeah, don't even try to. Madueke's dribbles would be better if he played on the left-hand side. Because every time he dribbles, he has to cut back on his left.
Anthony dribbles in one-sided slow motion.
Do Chelsea fans like Kai and others think Felix will be better for Chelsea than Noni, or and also contribute more than him? I don't think Felix will be better.
Depends on how Felix plays and where how the manager plays him.
Yeah,
I think it'll be different in either. Because when we played him last time, the way he was playing was absolutely horrendous. And depends where the manager plays. If he's playing the right, the middle, center. I think he's better in the central, where he can receive the ball, take a turn, dribble a bit, give it a pass. I don't think he's that good on the wing. I prefer him more in the middle play because Barcelona playing him on the wing still wasn't working out for him. So I would try playing more in the middle, where like Dewsbury Hall is playing. Try something like that.
That makes sense.
As bench players, right? Because I don't believe none of them are starters. As bench player, for me, Felix offer you more over a full season. Over a full season, creativity-wise, Felix is more useful, and that's what we lack in this team is creativity. I don't need a wingers to dribble and get it nowhere, bro. What's the point? Like
I do agree with you. Completing a dribble with no end product is actually irrelevant.
Yeah, it achieves nothing.
Like in a game of football, if the end product doesn't start to appear, it is pointless. It's like a striker having great elite movement and spatial awareness, getting into the position to score and missing. If they continually keep missing, well, you've got Morata, you have like the Darwin Núñez, like those clubs. People want those players gone from their clubs because they do everything right, but the end product part, and end product, especially for attackers, the delivery is so key. I'd rather have someone that is in the 80th percentile but creates more chances when it comes to dribbling. If Madueke went to
Terry, the big thing with Madueke is you hear, he's great at take-ons. how many of those take-ons result in something? Do you know what I mean? How many of them, because it's easy to take on a defender. You just run at the ball at him. Do you get past the defender to create a chance or score a goal? That stat can be so misleading.
Equally as well. And listen, Traore used to do this. Some Maximin used to do this. Sometimes they would beat a man, but actually beating the man and running down the byline puts them into a cul-de-sac because there's no one in the middle. Sometimes you do have to just cut back and play it back in field and be sensible and smart. And I think that there's listen, I think Madueke's got a lot of talent. And as per this super chat from Steve, I think a move to a club like Newcastle could be good for him. But in the cold, hard light of day, the end product has to start to come. He just has to start to come at the end of the day.
St. Maximin. I'll just say St. Maximin to you. Do you know what I mean? Great flicks and tricks.
And if someone here says Terry said Garnacho is better than Felix, I swear. Well, this is the thing. I don't know if I ever actually said that, but if we speak about end product, right, then you've got to look at these things. And the reason that I say that is this, because this got produced yesterday. And I saw this. Now, this is looking at all of the under 21-year-old wingers across Europe's top 5 leagues last season. And when it comes to touches in the box versus accelerations per 90 minutes, he's right up there. So whether people want to take that as good dribbling or not, I don't care. But also, when you actually look at shots first, touching the box first, progressive runs second, acceleration second, defensive action second, defensive duels second, interception second, expected goals third, crosses into the box third. Doesn't mean he hasn't got anything to improve. But this weird idea that Garnacho is right up here, by the way. The idea that Garnacho is a million miles behind all these other players is crazy. And the kid's 19. So I do think at 19 years of age in a dysfunctional system, he was very, very good. He was very, very good indeed. And look, lots of other really good players in here that everybody in the world absolutely raves about. But it's Joao Felix's biggest issue is there is not enough end product. And based on end product, I wouldn't get rid of Garnacho for Joao Felix. I wouldn't. I think Joao Felix has got a better first touch. I think he's got some better skills and some better technique. But when it comes to end product, Garnacho is going to deliver more. And I get the argument of, well, with better technical footballers, you might control games better. There might be more chances. But then you have to get a balance right. Great. Then let's bring some other players in that can do that into the Man United team. But I need my attackers up front to have end product and then work on the rest of it. I think that's really, really key. Madueke dribbling is absolutely class. He doesn't do anything after that, though, is what Matt says here. Look, I want to thank everyone who's come on the show. Panel, brilliant as ever. We don't do many of these, but I thought we had to today because I was sitting there trying to record it and I was going, I need to get some other opinions on this because my mind was a little bit fried. We're back later today with the top 6 show. This video is going to take you there. So get ready, 6 p.m. We're back live if KJ sorts me out a panel. So we'll see if he does that. It's coming. It's on its way. Hit the like button before you leave, people. Until next time, take care. Goodbye. God bless, and we'll see you all again soon. Peace. I'm not going to end it. We've got a super chat. Madueke, disrespect is real. Better than Mudryk, Sterling, and Felix on the wing, and has anyone watched preseason?
Right now he's better than Sterling. If you put Madueke and Sterling, right now he's better than Sterling.
Stop it with this Sterling agenda. You guys just don't.
If we're going prime, guy, obviously that's another topic. If we're doing right now, and you got Sterling and Madueke will be clear. 100%.
I think Madueke as well.
There's no way Sterling is better than Madueke. If you could tell any of them and they go out tomorrow, would it be Sterling and Madueke? It has to be Sterling.
Madueke. Because Sterling can score goals out of nowhere. Madueke can score goals.
No, I always say Madueke can score goals out of nowhere. He's got a bit better goals than Sterling has. Sterling.
And someone can if you want, you can go look at up their goal stats per minute.
Sterling misses right in front of the goal. It's like
which one you want? Madueke doesn't even get close to the box, bro.
Can we realize this is how you know that Chelsea are in the mud and are mid? Because look at the players you're arguing about. This is not Man United. We've had this argument for a load of our players. It's not worth it.
It's funny. Guys, I have got to shoot, though. We'll continue these conversations on the Top 6 show at 6 p.m. tonight. Take care. Goodbye. God bless. And we'll see you soon. Peace.